Welcome to ERi-TV, dear viewers. Wishing you love, kindness and joy this holiday season is me Bersa Betakhle. This is English News Broadcast with your latest news for today, December 25th. But first are the top stories. Conference held to enhance adult education program in the Central Region. Massawa Vocational Training Center graduates 150 workers. Algeria declares France's colonial rule a crime in new law. And Israel plans $110 billion investment to develop independent arms industry. Starting with your domestic reports, a conference with a view to enhancing and expanding the adult education program in the Central Region was organized in Asmara on 23 and 24 December. At the conference, in which heads of regional and sub-zones administrations as well as partners organizations took part, reports focusing on activities implemented and progress registered in the adult education program between 2000 and 2015 were presented. The reports were presented by heads of education offices of the sub-zones of Sarajaa and Galanafhi as well as Darfur administrative area. Mr. Glasgi Berhe also presented an activity report at the regional level. Mr. Glasgi said that according to a study carried out in 2008 by the Ministry of Education, over 87% of the adult education program in the Central Region had been implemented, and that from 2009 to 2015, the figure increased to over 95%. Mr. Belay Hatagabr, head of the Education Office in the Central Region, urged increased roles of administrators at all levels in the effort to eradicate illiteracy in the region. Mr. Takawo Aimut, head of Curriculum Planning and Development at the Ministry of Education, said that the objective of the conference was to gain a basic understanding of the current situation of the adult education program, to provide due attention to the program, as well as to identify priorities and design a 5-year action plan. Mr. Garazgi Dimam, Director General of Adult Education Program and Media, on his part, said that various training programs will be organized to further strengthen the program. In other news, in its 10th commencement, Massawa Vocational Training Center graduated 150 workers in various fields of study, including electronics, electricity, computer technology, wood and metal works, computer networking, as well as refrigeration systems. Noting that the training center provides vocational training to workers from all over the country, Engineer Akhlilu Asmaram, Deputy Director of the training center, called on the trainees to apply the knowledge they gained from the training in their daily activities. A representative of the trainees on her part commended the theoretical and practical training opportunities they were provided. Speaking at the event, Ms. Asmarat Abraha, Governor of the Northern Red Sea region, underlined that upgrading the capacity of workers has significant contribution in enhancing productivity, and urged the trainees to play their due part in the implementation of the programs in their respective places of work. Massawa Vocational Training Center has so far graduated 1,617 workers, including 32% female workers in various fields of study. Still with your domestic reports, nationals residing in the Netherlands and Germany organized seminars aimed at strengthening organizational capacity and contribution to national development programs, while nationals in Norway conducted an activity assessment of national organizations. According to reports, Ambassador Nagasi Kasa conducted seminars for nationals residing in Zwolle and Amsterdam, focusing on the objective situation in the homeland as well as regional developments. At these seminars, Ambassador Nagasi urged nationals residing in the diaspora to strengthen unity and participation in national affairs, and said that strong efforts are being exerted to properly utilize the capacity of citizens. Ambassador Nagasi also gave a briefing on the progress of efforts to promote the construction project of the Fort Osawa boarding school, as well as to provide timely and efficient embassy services. Nationals in various German cities said that they are earnestly working for the successful implementation of the national development programs in general and the Afambo boarding school project in particular. According to the coordination committee of the project, nationals in over 25 German cities are taking commendable practical initiatives towards the project. Eritrean nationals in Norway conducted an activity assessment meeting of nationals organizations for 2025, along with discussions on programs for 2026. At the activity assessment meeting, it was noted that strong organization creates a strong community, and participants urged preserving the achievements already registered, working for better outcomes, and transferring these values to the younger generation. Mr. Mohammed Ali Mohammed Said, charge d'affaires at the Eritrean embassy in the Scandinavian countries, and Mr. Yamana Gabrakida, head of consular affairs, gave extensive briefings on consular services and what nationals should do in order to access these services. Likewise, the National Union of Eritrean Women branches in Abu Dhabi, as well as in Dubai and the Northern Emirates, conducted their annual congress on 21 December. At the congresses, Ms. Saida Mohammed Taha, charge d'affaires at the Eritrean Embassy in the United Arab Emirates, Mr. Mohammed Mahmoud Salim, Managing Director at the Office of the Eritrean's Consul General in Dubai and the Northern Emirates, and Mr. Tasfu Gabratinsai, Head of Public and Community Affairs, provided briefings focusing on the significance of strengthening organizational capacity. Next, we have international reports. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Algeria's parliament has unanimously passed legislation declaring France's colonization of the country a crime. Parliament also formally demanded an apology and reparations from Paris in a move that seeks to redress attempts to sweep the issue aside. While analysts say the law carries no enforceable international weight, its political impact is significant, signaling a rupture in how Algeria engages France over colonial memory. The text catalogues crimes of French colonial rule, including nuclear tests, extrajudicial killings, physical and psychological torture, and the systematic plundering of resources. It also asserts that full and fair compensation for all material and moral damages caused by French colonization is an absolute right of the Algerian state and people. Moving to the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday that Israel will spend $110 billion on developing an independent arms industry to reduce dependency on other countries. Netanyahu said at a ceremony for new pilots that they will continue to acquire essential supplies while independently arming themselves. He added that there is no such thing as a country that is entirely independent, but they will strive to ensure their arms are produced as much as possible in the state of Israel, and that they want to reduce their dependence on other external parties. In another news, China's first aircraft carrier equipped with electromagnetic catapults, the Fujian, has verified the performance in its first ever maritime life force training. The Fujian was commissioned into active service on November 5 this year at a naval port in the city of Sanya. It is the largest warship in the Navy. Named after Fujian province in East China and launched in June 2022, this gigantic vessel was independently designed and built by China. And the training, carrier-based aircraft, including fighter jets, completed catapult takeoffs and landing on the Fujian, effectively verifying the capacities of the electromagnetic catapult system equipped on the aircraft carrier. During the mission, the formation also conducted other training exercises, including fleet navigation and vessel aircraft joint search and rescue. In today's final report, the governor of California declared a state of emergency yesterday, Wednesday, December 24th, for parts of Southern California hit by the most powerful holiday storms in a year. The state of emergency was enforced in Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, San Diego, and Shasta counties. Several major roads across Southern California were closed due to flooding or mud flows, and evacuation orders were issued for some communities affected by the severe weather. Thousands of Los Angeles residents were reportedly left without power as the storm drenched the region. And now a recap of the top stories. Conference held to enhance adult education program in the Central Region. Massawa Vocational Training Center graduates 150 workers. Algeria declares France's colonial rule a crime in new law. And Israel plans $110 billion investment to develop independent arms industry. That was it for today, dear viewers. Thanks for watching and Merry Christmas.